School's out, and I walk through the front gate. I toss my leftover cold bun into the trash and turn to leave. A strange text suddenly appears right in front of my eyes. Oh my god, the female lead is eating a bun from the trash? She's so pitiful. I wish someone would help her. Only the male lead will help her, but they won't meet for another 3 years. I whip around and spot a gaunt, malnourished girl pulling my discarded bun out of the trash. She looks at me in a panic and stammers, "Sorry, I thought you didn't want it anymore." I stride right over to her, snatch the cold bun from her hand and toss it back in the trash. More text floats across my vision. No way, this random guy is that heartless he won't even let her eat from the trash? I want to slap him through the screen so bad. The girl hangs her head in shame. She whispers, "I'm sorry." I break into a smile and say, "You can't eat stuff from the trash. Come with me. I'll treat you to some noodles." Judging by her look, she's definitely a freshman. The girl freezes for a moment, instinctively refusing. No, that's okay. My family owns a noodle shop. It's free. Let's go." I pull her onto my electric scooter and head straight for our noodle shop. More text floats by. I take back what I said. This random dude is actually really sweet. He's sweet, sure, but this isn't how the plot's supposed to go. It's an adaptation, who cares? I just hope the female lead gets out of this misery soon. What if the female lead falls for this random guy? No way. The male lead is the endgame, but this guy might become a supporting character. These comments worry too much. I have zero interest in being a homewrecker. On the way, I ask her name and what grade she's in. She is indeed a freshman. Her name is Iris. After we get off, Iris lingers outside, too nervous to follow me in. So I grab her by the wrist and walk inside, calling out, "Mom, I'm home." The shop is empty. Mom and Dad are sitting around scrolling their phones. They look up and both freeze. I know exactly why they're surprised. I've only ever brought guy friends here to mooch food. This is the first time I brought a girl, but they recover fast, both breaking into smiles. Mom chimes in, "Come sit down, sweetheart. What kind of noodles do you want? Auntie will cook them for you." Dad lists the options. "We've got pork ribs, chicken, beef, and braised intestines." Iris sits down, fidgeting nervously, and says in a tiny voice, "Thank you, Uncle, Auntie. I don't really like meat. Just a plain bowl is fine." Sympathetic comments roll in. "Sweetie, your favorite is beef noodles." She just doesn't want to be a burden. The female lead is such a good soul, she just has the worst luck. I make the call. "Mom, one big bowl of beef noodles." Mom smiles. "Coming right up. Brady, come help me in the kitchen." I follow Mom into the kitchen while Dad stays out front chatting with Iris. Mom fires up the stove, her face stern, and whispers to me, "What's your relationship with this girl?" I rush to explain. "Nothing. There's no relationship. She's a freshman. I didn't even know she existed half an hour ago. You don't know her and you bring her here? You think she can't afford a bowl of noodles?" I sigh. "Mom, she was eating the cold bun I threw in the trash." Mom's jaw drops. She can't speak for a long moment. After a while, she smacks me on the head and snaps. "Wasting food? You're asking for a beating." I clutch my head, looking all pouty and wronged. "You packed too much. I couldn't finish it and I was scared you'd yell at me for bringing it back. That's why I tossed it. From now on, take only what you can eat. No more wasting." Got it. Worried that Iris won't eat enough? Mom cooks up a generously loaded big bowl of noodles. There's plenty of beef topping left, so she piles it all on. When I set the bowl down in front of Iris, she looks completely overwhelmed. "It's way too much." Aye. "Can't finish it? No problem. Just leave what you can't eat." Iris immediately changes her tune. "I can finish it. Then eat up, but don't force yourself. Don't make yourself sick." "Okay." Iris's eyes suddenly turn red. She lowers her head, stares at the table, and whispers, "Thank you. Don't mention it. Eat up before the noodles get soggy." The live comments light up with praise. "This guy's whole family is made of good people. Looks like the female lead won't have to go hungry anymore." Not necessarily. Helping once doesn't mean they'll always help. Still way better than her own mom. Got a new family and completely abandoned her. Iris takes small, careful bites of noodles while tears splash into the bowl one after another. The sight makes all three of us ache inside. We look away, unable to watch. Mom pulls me back into the kitchen and asks, "What on earth is that poor girl's home situation?" The comments haven't revealed much, and since I just met her, I shouldn't know too many details. I say not entirely sure. Her mom remarried and totally abandoned her. Her dad is probably dead. Mom seethes. What kind of person does that? Forget it. Their family business isn't ours to deal with. Here's the plan. Bring her breakfast every morning. Buy her lunch and dinner from the cafeteria. Bring her to the shop for supper every night. Think of it as sponsoring a student in need. I nod firmly. Deal. Iris must have been starving. She finishes every last drop in that massive bowl. Nothing makes Mom happier than someone cleaning their plate. She beams. "Did you enjoy Auntie's noodles, sweetheart?" Iris nods earnestly and says with a sweet smile, "Auntie, your noodles are amazing." Mom's smile grows even wider. "Then come every single day, free of charge, okay?" Iris looks uneasy, clearly feeling bad about it. Mom offers a compromise. "How about this? Come help out at the shop every evening, and Auntie will cook you noodles. Fair deal, right?" "Thank you, Auntie." After Iris finishes, my parents close up shop. She jumps right in to help with the cleanup. When they're done, Mom suggests Dad give her a ride home. Iris refuses at first, but she's no match for Mom's insistence and finally gives in. But an hour later, Dad brings her back to our place. He's carrying a big woven plastic bag. Mom and I exchange confused looks. Mom doesn't understand what's going on, but still waves Iris over to sit. Dad takes a gulp of water, visibly seething. That woman who calls herself Iris's mother is a monster. To force a child to drop out and work, she kicked the kid out of the house and never looked back. This child has been living next to a public restroom for 2 or 3 months, surviving on whatever she could scavenge from the trash. Mom and I are stunned speechless. Mom snaps out of it, grabs Iris's hand, and says with teary eyes, "Iris, honey, if you don't mind, just stay here with us. We have a spare bedroom." Dad adds gently, "Don't feel like you're a burden. Just focus on your studies. When you make something of yourself, you'll have plenty of chances to pay us back." Iris lowers her head and chokes up. "Thank you, Uncle. Auntie." "Thank us for what? It's nothing." Mom shoots me a look. "Don't you dare bully her, you hear me?" I think Mom's totally overreacting. Why on earth would I bully the poor girl? Mom quickly gets the room ready. When she sees that Iris owns almost nothing besides 2 school uniforms, she starts tearing up all over again. Iris panics and tries to comfort her. "Auntie, I have enough clothes, really." That only makes it worse. Mom cries even harder, cursing Iris's mother for being unfit to be a parent. Dad has to drag Mom back to their room. I stand in the doorway and explain. "Mom's just really empathetic. You'll get used to it. Get washed up and go to bed early." I head out around 6:40 in the morning. I walk a few steps, then spin back around. I say with a smug grin, "From now on, call me Big Bro." Iris nods shyly and lets out a soft, I tease her. "Come on, let me hear it." Iris presses her lips together and says bashfully, "Big Bro." I grin from ear to ear. "Good girl. Night, sis." Iris smiles too. "Good night, Big Bro." More comments drift by. "I hope karma treats good people well. May his family stay safe so the female lead can repay them someday. If they make something bad happen to his family just to push the plot, I'm dropping this series." I sure hope it's not that melodramatic. Next morning, I wake up to find Iris already in the kitchen helping Mom make breakfast. Feeling a bit guilty, I head into the kitchen to lend a hand, but I'm so clumsy I create more problems than I solve. Mom kicks me out in disgust. "Stop messing up my kitchen, go sit down and wait." I mumble under my breath, "Mom, could you be a little nicer to me?" Mom gives me a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. "How about Mommy gently slaps you a few times? Would that be nice enough?" "Mom, are you sure I'm your biological child?" "Nope, found you in the trash." We go back and forth like this constantly. Dad chuckles and tells Iris, "They're like this every day, don't worry about it." Iris gives a shy little smile. The comments start flooding in again. "His family vibe is so wholesome. I'm actually jealous. Parents and kids getting along like best friends. That's really something special. I hope this kind of warmth slowly heals the female lead's emotional scars. A broken childhood takes a lifetime to mend. I'll say it again. Good people deserve good things." After breakfast, I ride my electric scooter to school with Iris on the back. At lunch, I follow Mom's orders and load 300 yuan onto Iris's meal card. Then I take her to the cafeteria. Mom's instructions are clear. Make sure this girl eats her fill. So I pile her tray with as much food as I'd grab for myself. Her plate looks like a small mountain. Comments pop up. No ill intent. Just amused. She's so tiny. Who knew she could put away that much food? Growing teens can eat a lot. She's probably never had a proper meal in her life. Years of malnutrition. This is revenge eating. I kind of want to ship these two, but I'm rooting for the male lead. He's great and all, but I still want the female lead to end up with the male lead. I swear on everything. I have zero interest in being a third wheel, but as her big bro, riding the heroine's coattails is totally fair game. I'm practically part of the main cast now. The future's looking bright. Freshmen get out of evening study hall one period before seniors do, so Iris stays in her classroom studying while she waits for me. After my last class, we meet at the second floor stairwell as planned. When I get there, she's already waiting. The moment she spots me, she walks right over. "Big bro." The second I hear that, I can't help but smile. "Let's go. Time to head home." "Okay." More comments roll in. He really does treat her like a little sister. It's so sweet. I'm starting to want to ship them. They're adorable together, but I'm still firmly team male lead. Ship whoever you want. I'm sticking with her no matter what. We go to the shop as usual, eat, close up, then head home. We live right above the shop, so it's just a few steps home. Back home, Mom pulls out clothes, pants, and shoes she bought for Iris today and has her try everything on. They all run a bit big. Mom has a feeling Iris is about to hit a growth spurt. On top of that, Mom also got Iris a phone suitable for a student. Iris is overwhelmed all over again, not knowing what to say. Mom takes her hand and says, "Iris, your uncle and I talked it over. We'd like you to be our goddaughter. Would you be okay with that?" Iris chokes up and nods. "Uncle, auntie, I'd love that." I chime in playfully. "That means you've got to call them godmother and godfather now." Iris nods solemnly and says with absolute sincerity, "Godmother, godfather, big bro." I perk up with an enthusiastic, "Hey!" Dad is thrilled. "We're officially a family now. I finally have both a son and a daughter in this lifetime." Mom suggests, "Let's take Saturday off this week and go out for some fun." Now we're talking. "Yes, I want to go to the amusement park." Done. My parents genuinely adore Iris. I'm happy to have a little sister too. None of us treat her like an outsider. Iris quickly adapts to life with us and truly becomes part of the family. Once proper nutrition kicks in, she shoots up like a spring sprout, growing taller by the day. No doubt about it, she's going to be stunning. That's the female lead for you. That's my sister. On top of that, she's noticeably more outgoing and confident than before. She walks with her head held high, a happy smile always on her face. The comments are mostly positive. Their only worry is that I'll derail Iris and the male lead's love story. Some say they sense Iris has a crush on me. I honestly don't see it. Besides, I already have someone I like. I'm planning to confess after the entrance exam. To put the comments at ease, I deliberately mention this in front of Iris and ask her to keep it secret. After that, the comments rarely bring it up again. My parents treat Iris incredibly well. So well, honestly, that I get jealous sometimes. Every time I'm about to complain, Iris sidles up to me and sweetly calls out, "Big bro!" And just like that, all my frustration melts away. Fine, whatever. I love this sweet little sister of mine. And she's the female lead, on top of everything. Winter break arrives in the blink of an eye. With the entrance exam approaching, Mom stops making me help at the shop. She tells Iris to stay home and study too, but Iris insists on helping out at the shop, promising it won't hurt her grades. My parents give in and let her have it her way. Iris turns 16 on the 26th day of the 12th lunar month. Mom and Dad close up at 3 in the afternoon, grab some meat and vegetables, and head home to cook. Before dinner, Mom sends Iris and me to the bakery across the street to pick up a cake. As we walk out of the bakery, we run right into a heavy-set middle-aged woman with 2 kids in tow. She's big and broad-shouldered. Both kids, a boy and a girl, are equally stocky. Iris's face goes white with terror. She clutches my sleeve and begs me to leave, now. But the woman chases after us. She grabs the cake box right out of my hands and starts screaming at Iris. "You worthless brat! You whined about going to school every day at home. Then you sneak off without so much as a phone call. All you do is throw yourself at boys. Absolutely shameless." She whips around to glare at me. "My daughter is only 16. Pay me $100,000 or I'll report you for assaulting a minor." The comments explode. "She talks to her own daughter like that. Is this really her mother?" Once there's a stepdad or stepmom in the picture, even your own parents start acting like stepparents. Iris holds back tears, her eyes bloodshot. "Mom, I'm still in school. He hasn't done anything to me. Don't accuse him." The woman doesn't hear a word of reason and gets even more furious. "You think I'm that stupid? Pay up now or I'm pressing charges." She won't let go of the cake box, so I just give it to her. She hands the cake to the little girl beside her, then grabs my wrist tight, making it clear I'm not going anywhere. I keep my cool. "Ma'am, I haven't done anything wrong. If you think there's a problem, go ahead and call the police, but please stop grabbing me." "Pay up or you're not leaving." Iris, tears streaming down her face, pleads with the woman. "Mom, I'll take care of you when I start earning money. Please stop this, I'm begging you. Throwing yourself at boys, this young, how could I ever count on you?" She turns to me again. "Give me $100,000 and I won't interfere with you 2 dating. And if you ever want to marry her, you'd better have at least 300,000 yuan ready." I almost laugh out of sheer disbelief. Forget the comments. Even I can't believe a mother could say something like this. I'm about to respond when Iris suddenly rushes forward, shoves the woman aside, grabs my hand, and bolts. We sprint across the street and take a roundabout route before ducking back into our neighborhood. Back home, I tell my parents about running into Iris's mother. Their jaws drop. Mom gasps, "My God, how can a mother be like that?" Dad shakes his head. "Unbelievable, I'm at a complete loss." Iris says quietly, "Godmother, Godfather, I think I should move out." She hangs her head, radiating pure despair. I'm absolutely furious. That woman is something else. In just a few minutes, she undid everything. The bright, happy girl we worked so hard to build up is gone, knocked right back to square one. Dad looks at Iris and says calmly, confidence in his voice, "Don't overthink it. Stay right here. Your godfather and godmother aren't afraid of trouble. We came prepared." Mom nods. "He's right. Don't worry about grown-up problems. We'll handle it." Easy to say, though. Iris is only 16, and legally that woman is still her guardian. It's a real mess. The comments share the anxiety. Some even suspect Iris might not be that woman's biological child. They point out the woman and her other kids are all big and heavy set, while Iris is slender and pretty. They don't even look like they're from the same gene pool. Come to think of it, that's a fair point. Too bad, that woman would never agree to a DNA test. My parents spend the entire evening reassuring Iris. She finally stops talking about moving out, but from that day on, her mood stays low. Most of the time, she's just forcing a smile. We can all see it, and it eats us up inside. On the 8th day of the Lunar New Year, Iris's mother shows up at the shop, and she's brought a reporter with her. She accuses my parents of luring a minor and exploiting child labor, and claims I've been abusing Iris. She puts on a full theatrical meltdown, demanding to take Iris home and insisting my parents pay $200,000 in damages. A crowd quickly gathers outside the shop, but Mom and Dad are calm as can be. Iris watches with a blank expression, then suddenly turns and walks into the back kitchen. Something feels wrong. I follow her. Iris grabs a knife and storms toward the door, murder in her eyes. "Iris, don't!" She spins around and freezes when she sees me. The rage in her eyes gives way to panic. Tears cloud her vision. "Bro, I walk over, gently take the knife from her hand and set it back on the rack. Don't do anything you'll regret. Trust your godfather and godmother. Iris chokes through her tears. I was just so angry. Tormenting me is one thing, but she shouldn't have brought this here. I do my best to calm her down. Whatever she does, that's not on you. Trust your godfather and godmother. They've got this covered. With my reassurance, Iris gradually calms down. The comments bring up the suspicion again. Iris might not be that woman's biological daughter. A light bulb goes off in my head. Today is the perfect chance to grab a sample. I head back outside and deliberately provoke Iris's mother with a few jabs. Sure enough, she charges at me. I dodge her swings while yanking out a tuft of her hair. The pain sends her into a frenzy. She comes at me like a mad woman. I run circles around the shop, leading her on a wild chase. She can't land a single hit. 10 minutes later, 2 officers arrive on the scene. Iris's mother rushes up to them, immediately playing the victim. One officer cuts her off. "Ma'am, that's enough. You denied your daughter an education, kicked her out, and left her living by a public restroom scrounging through trash. This couple took her in out of the goodness of their hearts, fed her, housed her, and kept her in school. And this is how you repay their kindness?" Iris's mother freezes for a moment, then snaps back. "That's a lie. When did I stop my daughter from going to school or kick her out? You're the police. You can't just make stuff up. Whether it's made up, you know perfectly well we called both you and your husband. We asked you to take her back and care for her properly. You and your husband said you couldn't afford to keep her in school and that she was old enough to fend for herself. We recorded those calls, by the way. Want to hear the recordings right now?" The day after Dad decided to take Iris in, he'd gone straight to the community center near where her parents lived and had the staff reach out to them. The workers urged her mother and stepfather to take Iris back, but of course they flat out refused. Predictably, the effort went absolutely nowhere, so Dad proposed that he would take Iris in instead, with the condition that the police step in if her mother ever came causing trouble. The officers were more than happy to have someone willing to care for Iris. It saved them from dealing with that unreasonable woman, so they agreed. Boos erupt from the crowd. Some are already shouting insults at the woman. Iris's mother stands there, mouth agape, with no guts left to argue. She turns and flees in disgrace. The officers publicly praise my parents for their good deed and tell them to call immediately if Iris's mother ever shows up again. Finally, they remind Iris to study hard and not let down the people who helped her. After the officers leave, most of the crowd disperses, but a few come in to eat. They can't stop praising my parents for what they did for Iris. Someone posts the whole incident online and several videos go trending. I even see them on my feed. What makes me feel better is most of them blurred out the faces of Iris, me, and my parents. As for Iris's mother, at most the word mosaic was slapped across the top of her head, since right and wrong are crystal clear here. Public opinion is completely one-sided. Within a day, every detail about Iris's mother and stepfather is dug up and exposed online. Neighbors even come forward confirming that Iris had been abused by her mother and stepfather for years. The two of them get torn apart online. Some people even threaten to dump manure at their front door. Serves them right if you ask me. That afternoon, I secretly send Iris's and her mother's hair samples to a hospital for DNA testing. The results won't be ready for a week. Turns out the comments were right all along. Iris is not that woman's biological daughter. When I break the news to Iris and my parents that evening, Iris freezes for a second, then covers her face and bursts into tears. The comments go wild. She's crying tears of joy. Not being blood-related means she doesn't have to suffer anymore. Her big bro is a literal saint. I want to ship these two so bad, but no, the male lead is the canon match, and Big Bro already has someone he likes. Mom, emotional as ever, starts crying along with her. I shake my head. I knew it. That woman was no mother. Calling her an enemy would be more accurate. Dad gently pats Iris on the shoulder. Tomorrow we go to the police, explain the situation, and get that parental relationship terminated as soon as possible. After that, she'll never have power over you again. Mom adds excitedly. We should also try to find her real parents. The comments start debating too. Just because she's not biological doesn't mean she was trafficked. Plenty of people give up baby girls they don't want to raise. Exactly. What if her birth parents don't even want her? Wouldn't that just hurt her all over again? The comments have a point. Just as I'm thinking about how to bring this up, Iris lifts her tear-streaked face and says with absolute conviction, "Godmother, I don't want to look for them." Mom doesn't understand. "Why not?" Iris chokes up. "My real mother might not love me either." Mom blinks, then the words sink in. Heartbroken, she pulls Iris into her arms. "Iris, honey, Godmother loves you. If you don't mind from now on, Godmother is your real mom." Dad's eyes glisten too. "And Godfather is your real dad." I jump in with a grin. "And I'm your real big bro. We'll split the taking care of mom and dad when they're old duties." Iris looks at Mom, then at Dad, and finally at me. Her tears turn into a smile. "Okay." Her smile is contagious. The three of us start laughing along with her. All four of us crack up together. The comments chime in. How is this both heartbreaking and hilarious? Thank God, it's a feel-good story after all. The next day, Dad can barely wait. He takes Iris straight to the police station. To escalate things, Dad claims he suspects Iris was trafficked as a child. Child trafficking is a criminal offense, so the police immediately summon Iris's adoptive mother for questioning. They also order a formal DNA test with results put on a rush. 3 hours later, the results come back. Faced with undeniable evidence, Iris's adoptive mother crumbles and confesses everything. It turns out she and Iris's adoptive father couldn't have children for years after their marriage. One time when her adoptive father came home from a job in another city, he brought back a newborn baby, Iris. He told his wife that Iris's birth parents didn't want her because she was a girl and sold her to him for 2,000 yuan. Her adoptive father died years ago, so there's no way to verify the story, but buying and selling children is illegal regardless, so the mother-daughter relationship between Iris and her adoptive mother is void. The police transfer Iris's household registration to a collective account. My parents want to formally adopt Iris, but Iris says she's almost an adult and there's no need. My parents have always respected her decision, so they don't push it. The comments start buzzing. Am I the only one who feels like the female lead has a reason for not wanting to be officially adopted? If she's formally adopted, she'd have inheritance rights. Maybe she just doesn't want to split the family assets with Big Bro. After that whole incident, our noodle shop goes viral. People pour in every day to eat and snap photos. The lunch line stretches out the door. Dad groans, "With this many customers every day, my old bones can't keep up." I reassure him. The viral hype will die down eventually. Just hire a couple of part-timers for now. Fair point. Dad brings on 2 women to help out. As winter break ends, the crowds thin out, but a good number of locals become regulars. Once things settle, our daily traffic is still double what it used to be. Dad calls Iris our family's lucky charm every single day. With her adoptive mother, that ticking time bomb, finally gone, Iris bounces back in no time. Before I know it, entrance exam season rolls around. On exam days, Mom waits outside the test center every day in a cheap house for good luck. I perform about as expected, should be enough for a solid top-tier university. After the last exam, our class rep sets up a dinner gathering for the evening. I'm a little excited because I'm planning to confess to the girl I've been seeing. Before heading out, I go home and change into something sharp. As I'm about to leave, Mom hands me an envelope. "What's this?" Mom shakes her head. "It's from Iris. She said to give it to you after your exams." Confused, I open it. Inside is a stack of photos. They're all pictures of the girl I like going to hotels with different guys. My fragile little heart just shatters. Text drifts across my vision. The female lead is so thoughtful, she waited until Big Bro's exams were over to break his heart. Ha! Something tells me her motives aren't entirely pure. That's definitely your imagination. She's just protecting Big Bro from a cheater. I tell the class rep I can't make it and skip the dinner. The girl texts me asking why I didn't show up. I snap one of the photos and send it to her. She never replies. I delete, block, and that's that. At 9 that night, Iris comes home. She seems afraid I'll be angry with her. She calls out timidly, "Big Bro," then adds, "I'm sorry. I'm not the kind of person who can't tell kindness from cruelty. I'm just a little heartbroken, that's all." Sorry for what? I should be thanking you. She was a cheater. Cutting my losses early is the smart move. Worried she'll blame herself, I actually end up comforting her instead, telling her not to feel bad about it. A little over 20 days later, the results come out right in line with my estimate. I put a top university up north as my first choice. After a month of binge-level fun over summer, I settle down and start helping at the shop every day. Iris takes my old sophomore textbooks to study ahead, asking me whenever she hits something she doesn't understand. When it comes to academics, Iris isn't just hardworking, she's genuinely gifted. Over summer break, she not only finishes the entire textbook, but also works through a huge stack of practice problems. The scariest part, her accuracy rate on test papers hits 80%, an absolute top student among top students. I'm genuinely impressed. When school starts, Mom, Dad, and Iris all come along to see me off at my university. Once I'm away at college, I can no longer see the live comments. Must be some kind of range limit. Not long after the semester begins, girls start confessing to me. But every time, I think about the brutal wake-up call I got from that cheater, and I lose all interest in dating. I turn down every single one. Besides, I'm busy tutoring Iris. No time for romance. Math and physics are her weaker spots, so she calls me almost every night with questions. Iris is sharp. She picks things up on the first try and connects concepts on her own. Teaching her is a breeze. Before I know it, the semester is over. The moment break starts, I book a ticket home. Iris picks me up at the station. I didn't notice it on video calls, but seeing her in person, she's gotten so much prettier. My protective instincts kick in. I put on my best Big Brother knows best face and lecture her solemnly. There'll be plenty of great guys in college. Whatever you do, don't lose focus at a critical time. Iris looks up at me with a sweet smile. Don't worry, Big Bro. I won't date before it's time. Good girl. Satisfied, I ruffle her hair. Just keep that in mind. And when you do get a boyfriend, let us screen him first. We don't want you ending up with the wrong person. Iris looks at me and nods firmly. Definitely. I'll make sure Big Bro, Godmother, and Godfather all get to check him out first. Just then, the long-absent live comments reappear, but the tone has completely shifted. Somebody stop me. The female lead and Big Bro are seriously adorable together. It'll be hilarious when Big Bro finds out the guy getting screened is himself. He's great, but I still can't give up on the male lead. The female lead definitely seems to have feelings for Brady. The plot is going off the rails. I'll just sit back and wait for the finale. The second I see those comments, I stop joking around with Iris and bury my face in my phone. I need to stop giving the comments any more shipping fuel. From then on, I deliberately keep my distance from Iris, though whenever she asks me for help with her studies, I still explain everything patiently. When Iris first enters her senior year, her grades aren't outstanding, upper middle of the class, but her drive is fierce. With every exam, her ranking climbs higher. By the final mock exam, she's ranked second in her entire grade. My parents couldn't be prouder, and honestly, I share in that pride, but the comments have found a new topic to debate. Why does the female lead want the University of Political Science and Law? Shouldn't she be going to Tsinghua or Peking University? The male lead is waiting for her there. Don't worry, if the director wills it, they could be in different dimensions and still end up together. The University of Political Science and Law is right across the street from his school. Did nobody notice that? The female lead definitely has ulterior motives. I love shipping them. Please tone down that creepy grin. Although I want to ship them too. Hee. As time goes on, more and more people start shipping Iris and me. Be that as it may, I'm a man of principle. I absolutely refuse to be a homewrecker. 2 years fly by and a new exam season arrives. Mom and Dad camp out in front of the test center for both days, just like they did for me. When Iris's scores are released, I'm still at school. Dad live streams the whole process for me. The servers are so jammed it takes him an hour just to log in. The page shows her score is hidden. That only happens for the top 50 in the entire province. Mom and Dad grab each other and scream. I can't hold back a shout either. Iris herself, the person who actually earned the score, is the calmest one in the room. She just flashes a mysterious little smile. A little later, Iris's homeroom teacher calls Dad. Iris ranked 20th in the entire province and first in her school. That same afternoon, she gets recruitment calls from both Tsinghua and Peking University. Then Mom and Dad start arguing. Tsinghua or Peking University. The two of them go back and forth endlessly. I know Iris wants to go to the University of Political Science and Law. I tell her not to let my parents' opinions sway her and to decide for herself. She asks me, Big Bro, will you support me no matter which school I choose? I think it over and decide, of course, absolutely. My parents had been arguing nonstop, but the next day they're both suddenly quiet. I'm guessing Iris won them over. A few days later, I board the high-speed train home. Iris is there to pick me up, as always. Bro! I look toward the voice and see a girl in a white sundress waving at me. A radiant smile lights up her beautiful face. I freeze for a split second, then hurry through the ticket gate. Didn't I tell you not to come? It's boiling out here. You could get heat stroke. Iris shakes her head eagerly. I'm fine with the heat. I took something for it. No way I'll get heat stroke. I can't help but reach out and ruffle her hair. Don't come pick me up next time. She tilts her head up and grins. Bro, next time I'll be riding the train home with you. It hits me like a bolt of lightning. Her school is literally across the street from mine. Of course we'll be going home together from now on. Right. We chat as we walk to the subway together. Once I sit down, I instinctively glance at the live comments I haven't seen in so long. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever seen an adaptation where the male and female leads don't even end up together. Doesn't matter anymore. Big Bro and the female lead are adorable. The male lead and the second female lead work too. As long as there's something to ship, I'm happy. Apparently the screenwriter and director are blaming each other online. The director says this was the script. The screenwriter says he turned in a completely different one. Ha! Maybe the script came alive on its own, or maybe the fictional characters woke up. My jaw drops. I stare at Iris in utter disbelief. Iris tilts her head, meeting my gaze with a calm, radiant smile. Bro, whether we're fictional characters or not doesn't matter. What matters is that we have our own thoughts and the right to make our own choices. I freeze. Wait, you can see them too? Iris looks me straight in the eyes, making no effort to hide the burning feelings in her gaze.